is that what is going on in society today? Our parents loving their kids too much and doing them a disservice by being overindulging, overprotecting, overbearing, over-involved even in their lives and not preparing them for the future.
It was kind of I know we touched on it last week about the 30-year-old and stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of a piggyback off of last week, because I witnessed and I've seen a lot of stuff on social media where parents are, this is my baby, my baby, this is my little king.
This the air I breathe. This is my reason for living.
I can't imagine life without. It's all cool and all, but it's like, do you show? Not saying you don't love your kids, because I don't know anybody's situation, but it's like, are you showing them the right type of love?
And that's the key, right? And that's because once and let me just say, because I know people gonna come at me like, well, Carol, you don't even have kids. I don't. I didn't come up with this subject neither.
This is mine.
The one who has children came up with this thought, and so I actually started reading some articles about that, and one article actually gave a lot of information and hit on different points about being overprotective, over-involved, and what it actually does to your child. So if we get a chance, I want to go through some of that. But I was actually a little surprised that not a lot of people commented.
Yeah, I didn't get.
So, and I think this might be one of those things where it maybe
people scared. Scared to talk.
Yeah.
Might get some tonight or tomorrow.
A little too close to home, and people don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But we got some information. If y'all don't call in and if y'all don't comment, we'll read what the experts say. How about that?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk about it.
Yes, we will. And that's what our thought is today for this Thought-Provoking Thursday. If you can't call in, it is posted on Chris's page. It's on my page. It's on the Vision Radio Show fan page. You can go there and post your comment at any given time. I even put it on Instagram to see if people will take a bite at it. And if you can call in, we want you to call in. The number here is 609-856. 227-1360, 856-227-1360. We are way past the time, so let's take a commercial break. Call your friends and tell them it's time to experience the vision. Welcome to the Vision Radio Show.
Whether come rain or shine, you stayed right by my side. Through all my ups and downs, you kept me on solid ground. Ain't nothing like a true friend.
Experience the vision.
Justice for All People is an anti-violence 501c3 organization founded by the owner and CEO of the LGR Group that offers guidance to young people through education, mentoring programs, and college scholarships. For more information on Justice for All People or to make a secure tax-deductible donation of any amount, visit www.justiceforallpeople.org.
Got music? Record at LGR Professional High Quality Pro Tools HD Studio with room for large bands and choirs. LGR Studios provides expert recording and video production at recession-proof prices. Visit lgrrecords.com or 609-702-7272.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Road of The Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision with me every weekday from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Philadelphia's Renaissance Station, WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
On this terrific thought-provoking Thursday with my special guest, co-host every single Thursday, comedian Christopher Clark.
Yes, that's me.
So we're talking about, is it possible to love your children too much?
Too much.
To be overindulgent and not preparing them for the future. And before, let me just double check just to make sure I didn't get any comments before I start just reading what the experts have said. Because I found articles that said yes and no. You know what I mean? That it's not possible to love too much. And then others that said what you said. It's not necessarily that you love your kids too much, because that is not, it's not possible to love them too much. But what parents do in the name of love is what they talk about as really being a disservice to your child. And I think this is across the board, because even, sometimes in the church, preachers and friends, and in the name and in the sake of trying to help somebody out, you actually harm them, because if you're always bailing them out,
always there,
right? Just like an alcoholic, if they never have to clean up their own messes and deal with their own stuff, what is the incentive to stop drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is true.
And so it's the same for your child. If you're always there to solve all of their problems, to fight all of their battles, to, shield them and protect them from everything, do everything for them, what is their incentive to do any of that stuff for themselves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to keep on doing what they want to do.
Yep.
And
never have to deal with consequences. And that's the thing.
Exactly.
Life is full of consequences, and this is a lesson that parents need to teach their children. I have listened to, and I talk about this a lot, I listened to a Christian psychiatrist call-in show, and one of the psychiatrists said that he actually, not only did he let his child be arrested for doing drugs, he called the cops on his child. I think he said his child was 16, 17, whatever. So he was still juvenile. So he knew that the
consequence,
wouldn't be as harsh because he is a juvenile. But he felt like you need to deal with these consequences so that you see this is not a game.
Yeah,
this is not a joke.
So you know what happened. Yeah, I agree with him. I think I would be that type of parent if the situation occurred in my life. Because I know me and my wife, we always have pillow talk about the future, what the kids gonna do, what they gonna look like, and who gonna make us the first grandparent. So stuff like that, and I know a couple times it came up, about, if one of them would get in trouble, we'd be there. I'm like, well, I think we will always be there, but as far as like the guy said, it depends on what he does.
Yeah.
Like, if he's in jail locked up and it's something I know he was doing or something was into, he need to stay in there for a while. I'm not going, use my money to bail him out so he can get out and do it again.
And that's the thing. It takes my breath away to think about, like I just got a little short of breath, to think about one of my nephews having to go to jail. But I also know that if it's been made too easy, because I know some kids, and I won't say no names, that, you know, they were arrested. They did get into a lot of legal trouble, and their parents got them all out of it all. And I look at these, and I say kids, but these people, these men, they're men in their 20s, it looks like still haven't learned their lesson, still doing the same stuff, still hanging around with the same knuckleheads, you know, still feeling like the cops is all after me. No, they're not. Like, you got to stop doing stuff that's attracting them. And I know there is an element where cops will follow around, you know, people just because of what they look like. That's another show. But if you don't give them ammunition, I'll just put it that way. Don't give them ammunition to be suspecting of what it is you're doing. First of all, you're 25 years old. Stop. Well, that's another show.
Speak on it.
So, but no, if you're 25, stop walking around looking like you're 18. You know what I mean? With your pants hanging down and all that. Be a man. Be a man. That was last week's show.
It's a mixture.
That was
it's a
last
mixture.
week's show.
Yeah, you definitely gotta, you know, grow up. That's how I feel. And I guess it depends on the situation of how you deal with it, because it's for always, you know, like we said, it's the air I breathe, you know, I'm going to take care of my kids, they my kids. I'm like, no, I mean, I feel there were parents, like the Bible say, train up a child the way they should go. When they go, they will not depart from it. And that's what I feel as parents, that we should use the tools that we have to train up our children in the way that they should go.
That they should go.
They should go.
Go.
Yeah, go. Like keyword, go. Like, you know, you got to get out there on your own. You got to make something happen in your life.
In your life.
You can't keep riding your parents' coattail on everything.
And the goal of every parent should be so that their child would leave and cleave to a spouse.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And even if they don't, they're like me who doesn't have a spouse, but at least I left. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Still win.
I still win. You know what I mean? That your child will produce, and this is the thing. This is, I think, the first generation. And I think they've done the statistics where the children are not doing better than their parents. Like, you want your child to do more, to go further, to be better, to, you know what I mean, than what you had. And I think because these parents are overindulging their children and making things too easy for them, the kids have no ambition, no drive, no oomph to watch it. It's too comfortable at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, that was last week's show. But when we come back, I'm going to read some of the excerpts from this. This actually is an article that is an excerpt from a book, and the article is called "Is It Really Possible to Love Too Much?" An excerpt from parents who love too much. And I give some really, really great points. If you want to get in on this conversation, if you're a parent, because I think this is another phenomenon that's going on, is that there's so many single parents out there that instead of, and this is my opinion, so please don't crucify me, but instead of really being a parent, you see that child more of your companion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, that is doing that child and yourself a disservice. So if you want to call, if you want to rebut that, if you disagree with me, please call in. We're talking about loving your children too much. Is it possible? Are you doing your children a disservice on this thought-provoking Thursday of the Vision Radio Show? Our number is 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. We're going to come right back after the next commercial break.
Why would you pay 50 cents for something you could get for 19? Or 10 cents for something you could get for 5? Well, that's exactly what you're doing if you're not using the LGR Copy Center for all of your printing and promotional item needs. We have the lowest prices around. Our everyday low price for color copies is just 19 cents. Black and white copies are just 5 cents. From t-shirts to tickets, booklets to business cards, flyers to forms, programs to postcards to posters. We specialize in all of your printing and promotional item needs. Graphic design is also available with no added fees to open files or for most rush jobs. For more information, mention this ad when you contact us at the LGR Group. 80 High Street, Mount Holly, New Jersey, 609-702-7272, or toll free at 1-800-992-2995. Email us at info@lgrgroup.com or visit our website, lgrgroup.com. The LGR Group, one source, bringing it all together.
Looking for a top jazz club and exquisite restaurant? You've got to experience the Firehouse Cafe, where all the top jazz bands perform live every week, Thursday through Sunday. You'll love the Firehouse Cafe at 20 Washington Street in beautiful Mount Holly, New Jersey. Call 609-261-4502 or thefirehousecafe.net. The Firehouse Jazz Cafe. Win dinner for two online at thefirehousecafe.net.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of the Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision, Night Vision, brought to you by the Vision Radio Show and K-Row, every Saturday night into Sunday morning from midnight till 7 a.m., featuring the best of the Vision Radio Show. The best of I'm With the Drummer with Trey Lambert. You don't want to miss it all night long, all night strong, right here on WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
All right, and you're listening to the Vision Radio Show. I'm your host, Karen Rogers, K-Row, on the radio on this terrific Thought-Provoking Thursday with me and my guest co-host, Christopher Clark, comedian worldwide. Yeah. We're talking about, is it possible, or not only is it possible, but is this what is happening in today's society, that parents are loving their kids too much? And I think I did get one comment. Let me just, before I start reading this, Mark says, the emphasis of parenting is to train children to make wise and sound decisions on their own. Okay, so that doesn't really answer the question, but I agree with you. Exactly. That is what you should, your aim should be, so that your children can think and do for themselves.
Right. Right, make their own decisions.
And this is the other thing, because I see this happening a lot, and it just blows my mind, I guess because of the way that I was raised, but that you have people in their 30s and 40s that are still so dependent on their parents. Mm-hmm. Like my parents.
Yes. Say it again.
I love my parents so much because they still do. I said my age last week. I don't think I'm going to say it again. But I'm up there. And my parents still do, like, they if they find out, and a lot of things I don't even tell my parents anymore, because I know if they find out that I'm in a situation, they're going to do everything they can to try to help me out. Right. But I keep telling them, I'm almost blah, blah years old. Y'all don't, like, that's not your responsibility to do that anymore. Right. And I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to feel like you have to do that. I'm grown. So it's on me. It's on me. And I appreciate so much that you are doing that. But I know so many 30s and in their 40s that, like, feel like I can't make a move. I got to talk to my mom. I got to talk to my dad. I want to see what my mom say.
Yeah. I'm like that too. Same with you. Like, my mom actually got on me so hard maybe a couple years ago about not coming to her or whatever, because I'm a private person with my personal life or things that I'm going through. Like, I don't even like talking to my wife a lot of times when I'm going through stuff. I like to, go to my little corner and collect my thoughts. But
go to your corner.
But she gets on me real hard because I don't say nothing. Like, a lot of times my wife, she might go to my mom, or she go to, like, certain people that she know can get to me, whatever, because I'm like, nah, I gotta figure this out on my own. Of course I go to God and I pray and things like that, but it's like, I need to do this on my own. He's like, you got family, you got friends, you got help, don't sit there and think you can struggle on your own. Like, I appreciate it, but let me figure it out for myself. And then
exactly. And that's the thing. I'm grateful to know that if I need you, you're there.
Right.
But let me try to figure this out. Like you say, me and God. Like, I don't feel like, I got this on my own. No, me and God. And yes, I'm gonna, because this is the other thing. Advice is just that, it's advice. Because I don't want you then to become because this is another show too. Offended if I don't do what you advise me to do, because advice is just that. I
ain't gonna tell you nothing else then.
And that's some people, that's the sense they take. Ultimately, the decision is mine, because nobody else has to live with the consequences but me.
Exactly.
And so, as an adult, again, that's part of being an adult. We have another comment, Jay, and this is a bishop. He commented, my father told me that he would bail you out once, and that it better be for something like self-defense. He said, if you don't call him, I still have not. He said, if you don't call him, I still have not used the one call. I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, he's saying he hasn't called his dad yet.
Oh.
He hasn't gotten in trouble to call his dad
thank you.
for that one time.
Thanks for the interpretation. Exactly. And that's the other thing. And this is a whole nother show too. My parents disciplined us.
Yeah.
And they disciplined us accordingly. Some of us didn't need the rod of correction. I'll put it that way. I did.
Yeah, me too. A whole bunch of times.
But they never had to come bail us out of jail. It was never even anything like that. You know what I mean? Anything close to that. And I'm saying we were perfect kids because my brother did some crazy stuff. But never got arrested. We never were in any of those precarious things where you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I know what you mean too. Yeah, because I told the story many times. I think last time I said it was my mom's birthday last year. My mom practically raised 3 boys on her own, and she kept us in church, kept us in line, and she raised each one of us accordingly. Like, Chris needed more beatings than Fred.
Yes.
I
got all the beatings.
She can talk to Fred, but she know Chris gonna try her, and she gonna have to get the belt on Chris.
That was me.
But like you said, none of us been arrested.
Right.
We all been married 5+ years each. My brother just celebrated his 10th anniversary with his wife, his older brother.
Happy anniversary, brother.
Yeah. So I've been married 6. My other brother been married 5, and this is our wives and our baby mamas, whatever you want to call them.
And this is the thing, your parents and this, can sit back and say, we did a good job.
Yeah, we did a good job.
Because this is the objective of all the trouble that you may have gotten in and whatever, even if you did have to make that phone call, whatever, as grown men, you are married, you're producing, you're respectable, you know what I mean, and you're doing it as men.
Right.
And that is what the goal of parenting is to be.
The goal of parenting. My mom, she doesn't handicap none of us. I mean, I was the baby, so, my brothers, they'll tell you different stories, but I was the baby as a baby. You know what I mean? It's not like, I'm grown now and Chris got his own wife and kids.
That means he was the favorite. That's what that means. Because I know what the baby is, because I got a baby brother too. I know exactly what that means.
I didn't feel that way. We all got our own opinions on what happened there growing up. But, it's to say that she raised me accordingly, and now I'm in a position where I'm raising my family. I'm not going back home. Hey, Mom, can you help me out with the kids? We got rent this month. I ain't got a couple dollars. Hey, Mom, you got some food we can get. Nah, I'm not like that. My mom, like I said, she always get on me. You need something. You got 3 kids. You married. Don't be afraid to say something. But it's like, all right, let me try to figure it out on my own. Because I just figure I'm too talented to be broke. If I got to go in the street corner and tell some jokes or sing a song for some extra change, then let me try that first before I go back to mama and things like that. So I guess it's the way you brought up to have your
and I'm
gonna say this, process.
And we're gonna go to commercial break because I do have a baby brother who was born almost 10 years after me. So you can imagine just how spoiled that boy was. Because not only did my parents spoil him, my older brother and sister, everything was so funny and so cute that he did, and I couldn't stand it because I had been the baby for almost 10 years. He turned out to be so phenomenal as a man, you know what I mean? As spoiled as he was as a kid, he is everywhere that he went on a job. He's just like Lewis, actually. He was the boss, you know what I mean? He excelled in every area, and was the boss of people that didn't have or that had higher degrees than him, I'll put it that way.
Wow.
And of course, while he was doing that job, he went and did get the degree and all that stuff. But, a lot of the people that he was the boss of didn't know, I don't have the degree that you have. But he had the skills and he had the work ethic. So even as spoiled as he was, my parents taught him the work ethic. And now he's married. He's got twins. They have a house. He had the house before they got married. You know what I mean? Doing his thing, being the boss. And again, my parents did a great job in raising all of us.
Good job.
Even that spoiled brat baby.
I wouldn't say I was spoiled.
You were spoiled.
I just think as they would say, I got away with more stuff. And I just feel, you know, the third kid, your mom tired. She tired of yelling at the same stuff.
The interpretation people he was spoiled. He was spoiled. I have a couple more comments. We need to take a commercial break. When I come back, we'll read these comments, and hopefully I'll get to read some of the stuff in this article, because the article says some very interesting things. Okay. And maybe if we don't, because an hour just is not enough time for me. Maybe we don't get to it this week. Maybe we continue next week, because it looks like now people are starting to comment. Yeah. So, you know, depending on how many comments we get, maybe we can do a part next week. But we'll be right back. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Justice for All People is an anti-violence 501c3 organization founded by the owner and CEO of the LGR Group that offers guidance to young people through education, mentoring programs, and college scholarships. For more information on Justice for All People, or to make a secure tax-deductible donation of any amount, visit www.justiceforallpeople.org.
Got music? Record at LGR Professional High Quality Pro Tools HD Studio with room for large bands and choirs. LGR Studios provides expert recording and video production at recession-proof prices. Visit lgrrecords.com or 609-702-7272.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of The Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience The Vision with me every weekday from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Philadelphia's Renaissance Station, WNJC 1360 AM. Experience The Vision.
Alrighty. Oops. Oh, that's Erica Campbell's new single. We're not going to play that right now. We'll play that maybe another time, because we're doing a lot of talking in the show, but this is good. This is good. We don't usually do this much talking. But, again, we got started a little bit late, and I think this is a great topic about, is it possible to love your children too much? Not only is it possible, because, you know, it's not possible, but is that what's going on in our society today, that parents are too involved? Right. And I think that's what it is. Too involved. Yeah. Too catering to what their kids are doing.
Right. Yeah. That's why, at least growing up, I know my mom. She kept us in church, and you know, being young, you always thought your parents was, dang, we always in church, can't go to a school dance. Yeah. Excuse me. I remember I told this joke one time doing stand up, and I told him I had to lie to my mom. Told him I had detention so I can go to the school dance.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
And you know, I mean, and my mom, she always kept us in church, and she, you know, raising 3 boys by herself, she felt like she had to do that. And I know some years ago she had apologized to us, because she said I always felt like if I put y'all in church, y'all be all right. And you know, me and my brother said there's no need to apologize. Right. I mean, I was happy I made a career out of it as a Christian comedian, so I got all my jokes from. So thank you, Mama, again. Right. But but yeah, I mean, she did it. My mom, she did her thing, though. And I always, you know, whenever I get a chance, just appreciate her, because I know even being married, you know, and got 3 kids of my own, I see how hard it is, and I'm like, dang, you did this by yourself, and you know, but she gave us some leeway to go out, explore, you know, especially as we got older, you know, becoming teenagers and young men, you know, she like, all right, well, be careful, call me when you get here, call me when you leave. It wasn't like, you know, no, you ain't doing that, no, you know, I mean, she ain't allowed none of that junk in her house, and she was like, look, I know y'all men, I know y'all got y'all needs, and y'all gonna do what y'all want to do, just go out there, be careful, you know, just don't make me no grown
right, that's
things like that. I mean, yeah, you know, after a while, she kept it real, and she was just like.
And it's funny, my mom used to say with my sister, because I was a baby, as I said, for 10 years, when they went out, when they started dating, she would tell them when they left, don't be bringing no babies back here.
And if you make them, take care of all that thing.
Right.
All that thing.
So, I was going to say something that when you talk about, you know, your mom apologized, whatever, about keeping you on church. when I got a certain age, and it probably wasn't until I was in my 30s, probably, I really started to take inventory of my life. And a lot of the things that I thought my parents were doing because they were mean, because they were stupid, because they were just out of touch, like, I went back and I thanked them. You know what I mean? I thank you for every sleepover you didn't let me go to. Right. I thank you for every beating that you gave, that I got. Every punishment. I was on punishment because when I got too old to get beatings, that was on punishment. Every punishment that I was on, because God only knows what I would have turned out to be. Yes. Or what would have happened to me. Like when I got a certain age, because I was sheltered and naive, but when I started to find out what was going on at some of these sleepovers and house parties and whatever, I was like, oh, thank you, God, and thank you, Mom.
Could have been me.
Honey, I have no idea. And this is the thing, as a parent, it is your job, yes, to protect your child from danger, seen and unseen, things that they don't know and understand about, but it is also your job to make them adults. Yes. And able to make good decisions and stuff for themselves. I'm going to read this. I got another comment from Mark. He says, some parents are too overindulging because they have had poor examples themselves, and that's good. That's a good point. And I watched, and I'm going to read the rest of what he said. I felt like Kanye right there. I'm going to let you finish, but I'm going to read the rest of what he said. I watched these kids. I was in one of my favorite places, Panera Bread, for lunch the other day. And I watched these teenagers come in, and one of them had a little girl. And I just watched how they just treated this little girl like she was the queen of the universe. Oh, honey, come sit with me. Oh, are you okay? And all of that, okay, that's nice. But what they're doing is you're making this child feel like she's the center of the universe. Yes. And when she gets out there with people that don't think she's so cute and don't think, you know what I mean? It is. So I said that to say, not only have they had poor examples, but we have kids that are raising kids. And they treat their children like they're some kind of doll or pet. And not like somebody that's going to one day be an adult. Yeah.
That's what, that's funny you said that, because we got friends where we think that their daughter really thinks she's a princess. And I mean, she wear her gowns and her tiara all the time, and I'm just looking like, when y'all gonna tell her she got a princess? Like, she when she come to my house, thinking she royalty, telling me what she need and what to go get her and stuff.
Just like, and I don't know if this is related, but Kevin Hart in one of his stand-ups was talking about his son. That he used to play with his son, and his son really thought that he could shoot.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And the boy got beat up.
He got beat up in the fight because he tried to use the word.
And then he said, "Oh, Dad, it must not have been working."
He said, "I had turned it off."
And Kevin still didn't tell his child, man.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's only your dad.
It's like you can't shoot webs.
And that's what we were like. When y'all gonna tell her, because she can't. Everybody not gonna treat her like royalties, like we cool and y'all cool, but when she get out of the real world, she's not a princess.
Not a princess. And listen, somebody who doesn't love her like you do is not going to tell her in a nice way. You know what I mean? And can really shatter her world. So.
Exactly.
So again, okay. So let me go back. Let me finish reading what Mark said, because I didn't finish his comment. So he said, some parents are too overindulging because they have had poor examples themselves. Many place too much emphasis on trying to be friends with their children, and we said that rather than actively parenting them, and that is like huge. Again, I used to think my mother was mean, and I used to really hate it when she said this to me. I am not your friend, I'm your mother. That used to just get under my skin when she would say that. But now, as an adult, I understand, yes, I had friends.
Right.
I only got one mom.
Right.
And I needed a mother. I had friends to be my friends, but you only got that one mom. You only have that one dad.
Just that one.
So.
Yeah, that's I can't stand that either when they were like, oh my God, what do you want to do? Like, I don't want this. Okay, well, we're going to do this. No, I want to do this. And then they wound up going with the kids doing.
Yeah, ain't that
crazy?
Yeah,
I tell my kids all the time, they like, I said, nah, don't go over there. Well, why? Because I said so. And I ain't got to explain myself to you.
This is the thing. When I was a kid, you better not even say why. You better not even fix your mouth to below. Because, honey, you don't question me. When I say something, it is what it is. And this is the other thing. We didn't get choices. And we may have gotten A or B. You know what I mean? But not, what do you want to have for dinner? Yeah. That was unheard of in our house. And even, I remember even when I became a teenager and I would come home and ask, what's for dinner? Yeah. Oh my God, you would have thought I blasphemed the Holy Ghost. Because my mother was like, what's for dinner? This ain't no restaurant. And whatever I cook, I was like, okay.
Yeah. I know I'm guilty to an extent too, because my kids, they get spoiled, and my son, he be like, Dad, I'm like, what y'all want to eat? And they be like, Dad, let's go out to eat. I'm like, go out to eat? Where you want to go? Red Lobster. Where you got Red Lobster money?
Right.
You do? I'm like, what? I'm like, I got to cut back now.
Right.
Yeah, it's time. You know, my kids, they love my cooking though. But and
I'm gonna say this, and because you said, you know, you got Red Lobster money. I have friends who have kids. I love them kids like they my kids. I do, but they are so bougie. That's so funny. And when they were little, like they're teenagers and grown now. But when they were little, one of the kids had said something to me. She maybe wanted to go eat whatever, and I said, I don't have any money. And she said to me, well, we can stop at the ATM. She was like 4. I was like, sweetheart, no money. You gotta have money in the bank to get it. Like, she thought, okay, you don't have money, so we'll just go to the ATM and get it. And I was like, I'm not your mother or your father. I can't just go to the ATM anytime and just pull out some money if it ain't in there.
Kids, they know. They know soon enough. Keep living. Y'all know.
Well, they know now. Because like I said, they teenagers and grown now, so they get a reality check. All right, let me just read some of this. Okay, so the question is, in this article, is it possible to love your children too much? And they say, actually, love is not the problem. It's the choices parents make in the name of love that are at issue. And they go on to say, our desire to help parents become more aware of the long-range choices they make in the name of love. Because it said something else. I'm trying to skip around because I don't have time to read the whole thing. But it was saying most parents would not make some of the choices that they made if they realized the choices are, here it goes. These questions will be answered in greater detail in later chapters, but a simple answer is that even the most loving parents lack knowledge about the long-range effects of what they do. And it says basically all of these things that they're doing is creating weakness in their children, not strength.
Right.
And, you know, one of the, and I say this a lot when I preach, one of the greatest motivators for change and to do something for action is pain. And that's why whippings are so effective. And that's why sometimes letting your children feel the consequences of what they do is so effective. Because if there is no pain, there's no motivation for change.
Right.
And you are actually, instead of strengthening your children, you're actually making them weaker. You're making them You're making them
totally
weak.
Agree with that.
And so we need to take another commercial break. I can't believe like we're already at 51. But some of the things that it says loving too much is normal, and then it names some things that hurt your children. Being overprotective, being rescuing, being permissive. Again, letting them do too much. Excessive control, because this is another thing. You know, parents want to control everything that their children do. Giving into children while they're whining or trying to coax them into doing something while they're crying or having a temper tantrum. I remember, and we're going to go to commercial break, that spoiled little brother that I talked about. His name is Steven. We called him Teddy. Me, my brother, and my sister, because we were right behind each other. Like, my brother and sister are 11 months apart. And then I'm 18 months behind my brother. So we were like right behind each other. We never had a temper tantrum. Never did any of that stuff. And so the one time we were in the store, Teddy probably was about 2 or 3. And he wanted something, and my mom said no. And he flipped out in the store. And me and my brother said, we were horrified because we were like, oh my, like we were so embarrassed. Like, what is he doing? My mother walks away. Like she looked at him and she walked away. And then she told us, yeah, come on. Because once he saw nobody was paying him any attention,
he stopped.
He looked around. He got and that was the one and only temper tantrum he ever threw. And then she said to him, when we get home, I'm going to tear you up.
Yeah, I'm going to get you. When they talk me to they too, I'm going to get you. Yeah.
That was the one and only, because I guess he thought, and I think maybe he saw some of the other kids that they can't do this and what they wanted. Yeah. And I guess he thought if I do this and I'll get what I want. Honey, my mom taught him a good lesson that day.
That's how they with my wife, because when they with me, because I tell my kids, look, I'm an actor. I'm a comedian. You can't embarrass me. That's it. We gonna go toe for toe. Right. I don't care who's watching. The bigger the crowd, the bigger the show. Look, if you want to throw a tantrum, I can throw one too.
That would be good, right?
Yeah. Like my wife, she'll just give them what they want so they can be quiet. Nope. Let's look. When you want to go, I can get loud too.
That's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
When we come back, all right, we probably won't have any time when we come back. We need to take this last commercial break. But I'll give you the number just in case you want to call in for 30 seconds. 856-227-1360. 856-227-1360. We'll be right back after this.
Why would you pay 50 cents for something you could get for 19? Or 10 cents for something you could get for 5? Well, that's exactly what you're doing if you're not using the LGR Copy Center for all of your printing and promotional item needs. We have the lowest prices around. Our everyday low price for color copies is just 19 cents. Black and white copies are just 5 cents. From t-shirts to tickets, booklets to business cards, flyers to forms, programs to postcards to posters. We specialize in all of your printing and promotional item needs. Graphic design is also available with no added fees to open files or for most rush jobs. For more information, mention this ad when you contact us at the LGR Group. 80 High Street, Mount Holly, New Jersey, 609-702-7272, or toll free at 1-800-992-2995. Email us at info@lgrgroup.com or visit our website, lgrgroup.com. The LGR Group, one source, bringing it all together.
Looking for a top jazz club and exquisite restaurant? You've got to experience the Firehouse Cafe, where all the top jazz bands perform live every week, Thursday through Sunday. You'll love the Firehouse Cafe at 20 Washington Street in beautiful Mount Holly, New Jersey. Call 609-261-4502 or thefirehousecafe.net. The Firehouse Jazz Cafe. Win dinner for two online at thefirehousecafe.net.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of The Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision, Night Vision, brought to you by The Vision Radio Show and K-Row, every Saturday night into Sunday morning from midnight till 7 a.m., featuring the best of The Vision Radio Show. The best of I'm With the Drummer with Trey Lambert. You don't want to miss it all night long, all night strong, right here on WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
What?
The single is called More Love. I just wanted to give you a little bit of music because we played one song this whole show.
One whole song.
One whole song. More Love. And we're talking about, I think that's a great song because we're talking about, yes, the world needs more love. But when it comes to our children, we need to be careful about, quote unquote, loving them too much.
Show them tough love.
Show them tough love. And that's the thing. And there's a book that says love must be tough. Some of the things that we do in the name of love really is not love at all. Right. And as a parent, a lot of times, because I know even though I'm not a parent, I do have nephews, some of the things we do for our benefit and not theirs, because it makes us feel bad to say no. It makes us feel bad to see them cry and all this stuff. But again, we're doing them a disservice if we're doing all these things that this article. I wish I had time to really read some of the things that the article was saying about being overprotective, overindulgent, over involved in all of those things, rescuing too much. You want to say something, Rick? Oh, I thought you were getting geared up to say.
I would like to say, parents need to be parents, not the best friend of their children.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And that's what we were talking about. And I think that's the phenomenon that's going on, is that parents are trying to be more of a companion than a parent. And on that note, we got to go. Keep it right here, because that voice that you heard is Rick Trader. It's coming up next, Conservative Commandos. I'll be back tomorrow with Cool Jazz on the Vision Radio Show. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Until next time, experience the vision.